Monday morning, I'm in the yard. It's been a busy and positive start to the week. I had a text message yesterday from one of our long-standing clients saying they forgot to book on a load of 6F5 on Friday. Managed to get the information to Taran Deep, one of our grab drivers, so he loaded himself this morning because the shovels were still warming up and he headed out the gate. He's going to deliver that material before he goes to one of the client's other jobs, which is round the corner. We have a train booked in for today. Flo got in nice and early and he fired up the LH60. Then we thought that the train was going to be late because I received this email which said it was running behind. But then the shunter arrived and said,
no, we're not running behind, we're actually early.
Because within the train operator's plan, they still have it that we have to go to Colnbrook, turn round, come back and reverse in. And because we don't have to do that, we are running bang on time. In fact, a little bit early. So let's get a train, 19 wagons of Type 1 offloaded. Train offload is going well. The only thing that isn't going well is the weather, but that's not in our control. The LH60 is offloading into one of the Type 1 piles, and the 566 is supporting and moving it to the secondary pile. The offload is going bang on time at the moment. In the Central London penthouse project, the client made a couple of changes to the layout of the kitchen, and we have these updated renders which have now been approved. We can put the kitchen units into production. We don't have the final measurements because we haven't built up the walls yet, but the actual units themselves, which are going to be standard sizes, 500, 400, 600, 450, we can begin to make those, and then once the walls are up, we can give the final dimensions and start to look at template in stone, etc., when the base units and wall units are in the kitchen with the walls built. Going well in the yard on Monday morning, and now we're going to head out with a driver. This is our favorite type of tipper work. Arriving with 6F5, offloading and getting a load to take away. The site is large enough for multiple tippers to gain access simultaneously, so we don't have to wait out on the public highway. This is how to fully utilize the fleet. I wish all our work could be like this. A delivery has arrived. How heavy is it?
200 and something.
200?
Maybe 4 of you could lift it.
Yeah, that's light work.
Filming me.
No, I'm filming me.
Why are you filming yourself?
Because we do a vlog of what goes on in here.
Oh.
Ah, it's going back in there.
That's what I said I should do.
So what would you call it? Pam Weekly?
Pam Weekly, driving around London,
Yeah, I would subscribe.
delivering, collecting, pipping the horn, bit of cursing.
Cursing? No, we can't have that. We can't have that. We got kids watching. We're just waiting for the lads to pop down from the top yard, and we're gonna have to handball this off because we gave back the other telehandler what our friends from True Plant gave us. Well, sorry, you're walking off like I should lift it myself, yeah? No, of course I'm not lifting it myself. I could, but I'm not gonna. All we're gonna do is put it down over there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Hands out.
Feet out.
Feet out. We're all clear.
Lovely.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Getting this transmission in is going to be our focal point because we don't have a forklift in the yard at the moment, and it will be good to get this old girl going again because she has been very good to us over the years. Still trying to get someone in to sort out our electrical supply, because on Thursday, the local area is going to be shut down for an upgrade. And of course, I'm not complaining, because one day that will be us doing it. This is our existing substation within that little hut. Here's our generator, but it's outside the realms of the electrical work and the team do from day to day. So we need to get someone in to connect this ASAP, because at the moment on Thursday, we are going to have no office, we're going to have no internet, no weighbridge, no cement silo. So yes, with every hour that goes past, the intensity of it is increasing. Back onto the central London penthouse project, the client asked us to let them know if we think there have been any leaks. Within the bathroom, the boards on the floor were completely rotten. We pulled it up and you can see the joists here are badly damaged. There was a slow leak over time. Drip, drip, drip. Nobody lives in the flat beneath, so we don't know the extent of the damage on the underside of their ceiling within their property. It hasn't come from us. You can tell by the colour of the joists and the fact that they've got rotten over time. The client is now going to go back to the freeholder and try and get in touch with the people who live there, so we can try and get in there and have a look at their ceiling, and if need be, we'll do a repair. And now we're going to do a servicing of our air conditioning. And before you say,
Why are you servicing the air conditioning in the winter?
it's because air condition is used for cooling, and we use it for all of our heating, because electric radiators are extremely expensive. And what we do at Ashville is we turn the radiator on full blast and then we open all the doors and windows, because we want to heat the rest of the street. I got upset one day and I pulled one off a wall, so I decided that working with air conditioning would be a cost-effective alternative. That was Ben loading up a machine for the morning. And you know, when two fellas are going to do something, and you know that the editors are going to put the dopey music on, like people don't know what they're doing, you know that's coming. I'm shouting because the mic ain't on. We've been told by the electrical firm.
You don't need an excuse to shout.
Man.
You don't need an excuse to shout.
All right. We've been told by the electrical firm that they need to see a picture of the panel in here. So, Tessa and I are going in to see what's going on. Come on, Tessa.
This has got like the Blair Witch Project feel to it. What are we doing here? Look.
Bro, what's going on here?
No, I'm filming. You think I don't know what I'm doing? That's the wrong way.
It's not. I'm just seeing if it works.
Is this the right panel that you asked to take off though, yeah?
Terry, must I always have all the answers? You know what this is, Terry? This is improvisation.
Improvise, adapt and overcome, yeah?
That's it, Tel.
Bang! Oh my word.
Is it? Oh, you think you're funny, dude? Here we go. Whoa! These are the wires from the engine. It runs into this unit, and from this unit, comes out of here, drops down, and then goes out there to our box. So Terry and I, the fantastic electrical duo, have managed to uncover, and
See, as I said in last week's episode, it's not that difficult really.
now we only need to find someone who's actually gonna do the work, which we're struggling with at the moment. And anyone watching this who could do the work, is too late, because this is 2 weeks behind, and we may have already had a day with no electric. Don't be pressing things.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. With current technology, if I hold this, it should take its time and take a proper picture. No, that didn't work. Okay.
Oh, I got a photo.
Wait, hold on. There you go, hold on. You weren't shining the torch properly. Look, now I've got a picture. We're gonna leave the generator, lock it up, head home. The time is 6:15.
And that's it for Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Something's happened. Isolator is on. It's Tuesday morning and I'm in the yard. After mine and Terry's antics yesterday, we thought it best before we do any work to fire up the generator and see if it's working. Went to do it and we have a temperature sensor fault. That is because it's too cold in here. On the way in this morning, it was actually snowing. The temperature's dropped to about 3 degrees and that is too cold for this engine. So we've put a temporary heater in here to warm it up and then we're gonna give it a go again in an hour. We have a machine going out tomorrow which requires a hammer attachment and one of our supply partners is coming in to fit it. Now it's a weighted load skip in central London. This is a basement excavation where the material is being transported from the basement via a large conveyor. The ply you can see on one side is not to build up the skip so we can get more in. It's to stop any debris falling out and going onto the public highway. This entire process takes about 30 minutes. While we're waiting for it to heat up, let's see how we're getting on at the central London penthouse project, where today we're going to begin building the walls. In every project, we do our utmost to conceal pipework, but at the same time, try to limit unsightly boxing. In order to ensure we don't have any boxing in this bathroom, we're going to run the 100mm waste pipe within the wall. To do this, we need to increase the thickness of the wall and build a timber structure, which we've created here from 2x2 and 12mm ply. A double profile metal track system will then sit on top of this. When building a wall from a metal track system, at first we measure and mark out the wall layout on the floor. Then we measure and mark the footprint of the track which sits at the bottom, called the U-track. The U-track is cut to size, then rubber acoustic isolation tape is stuck to the bottom of it. We then screw this to the floor and the rubber acoustic isolation tape will limit the sound transfer from the wall to the floor. A slightly deeper C-channel is fitted to the ceiling, and between this and the floor channel, we fit the vertical uprights called the C-stud. The time is 9:02 p.m. We're ordering a couple of parts. The cable that's going to run between the two, which is going to pop out from this unit. It's going to go up to the tray, across on the tray, and into here. It is a 35mm 5-core armored cable, I believe. Gonna check again if our heater, oh, come on. Come on. Yes! Yeah! Generator at rest. Can you see any warnings? I cannot. Maybe tomorrow we'll be in a good place. I don't even know if it's going to turn on. So we're going to leave the heater on all night to keep it nice and warm because it's going to be a cold night. But we have warmed up and hopefully the generator will fire up tomorrow. Nice. That's a very good end to Tuesday. See you in the morning. It's Wednesday morning and we're in the yard. It's a busy morning in the yard, but it's a cold morning. It was 0 degrees when I arrived. Now, it's not a problem for the tippers and grabs. Some tippers were loading up with 6F5 this morning to head to site, to be there about 7:30, let in about 7:45 and tip up at 8 o'clock and then head on to their next jobs. But it could be a little bit of a problem for the concrete lorries. We've loaded them anyway at risk because we don't know if the jobs are going to go ahead. The pump is also out on the job with the volleys. That's loaded with water. Fortunately, because of the size of our tanks, the water's not going to freeze. One's 20,000 litres, one's 17,000 litres. We'd have to have the next ice age in order for those size tanks to freeze. But we couldn't load the concrete lorries with water last night because it would have froze the 2,000 litre water tanks on the volleys and the pipes underneath them. So we've loaded all of them this morning. When the sun comes up, by the time the lads are going to pour around 8, half 8, we're hoping it will be around 4 degrees. I just checked again and it was 1 degree. Hopefully with the sun in the sky, it warms everything up a bit and those concrete jobs can go ahead. We will see. Let's crack on with the day.
It's always a good start whenever a contractor saves you a space right outside so you can pull up alongside the material. This is inert muck which has been stockpiled on the front drive to create space within the site so works can continue. On each grab load, we remove 16 tons of material, which takes us up to our maximum weight of 32 tons. Generator at rest. Okay.
Heat and not fizzes.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Something's happening.
Keep it pressed.
Do we want to go back to the first screen?
Nice.
So, whoa! Whoa!
That's the beam now.
Oh, temperature has dropped. Oh, we're gonna have to let it warm up again. We let the cold in. Keep my finger on it.
Yeah.
Still can't get the generator going. We've managed to warm it up so the temperature isn't the issue. Primed it, pumped it with some diesel. All the lines are free, ready to go, but we think that the batteries are dead. So we've gone to buy some new batteries to give us some cranking power, and then hopefully it will turn over and we won't be left in the lurch tomorrow. While that's happening, problem with the 586. There was a leak on the high pressure fuel pump. So we asked Liebherr for a drawing. I circled what the problem was. There was fuel coming out of what you can see circled here. And Liebherr said,
You can't actually buy that. You need to buy an entire pump, and do I want a quote?
generally they just tell me what something costs. But when people start saying to me, would I like a quote? That's how I know that it's going to be expensive. So the 586 shovel is down and can do nothing at the moment. This machine is now going out on hire. Even though we fitted a hammer attachment, we're still providing buckets for bulk digging, trenching, and grading. Hear that rumbling behind me? That would be the generator, all fired up. I was on a Zoom and the new batteries arrived and the lads didn't wait for me. They fired, I feel the suction in the door. It's so powerful that it's pulled off the insulation on the door. Oh yes, oh yes. Look at that. On the subject of batteries and power, Scania are in to fit 2 new batteries on one of our tippers. The time is 4 p.m. We just got it on, just in time. We can't turn the power off at the moment. However, we are going to run all the cables and get everything in place. And when the office dies down, we're then going to make the connection and make the switch and turn it back on, fire it up again, and ensure it's working. And I'm probably gonna have to leave it on tonight because it's gonna be cold, and when I get here in the morning, if it doesn't want to start, I'm gonna be in all sorts of trouble. So let's get these cables run. So we're just connecting up the generator. We've had to turn it off while the Fabber is calling. How are we, Bazza? We're 520 mil wide.
520 mil wide.
520 mil inside to inside.
Yeah, that's all right. So if you leave a little gap down each side to fill it with weld, you see?
Yep, fine.
Yeah, no problem at all. Have you got a lens? How long does your tape measure?
It's not very long, Bazza. Great. All right, so this. Wait, hold on, one sec. Yeah, I'm out of tape. Hold on. Okay, so that's 3 meters. Bazza, I've got 5.7, but in the top corner, it's staggered. I'll send you a picture of the area. It's slightly different.
Yeah, it's all right. We can alter that on site. It's not a problem.
This timber isn't working for you. It's breaking my heart. Like, I've got to replace this timber again. I can't do it, Bazza.
Yeah. We'll steel place it. I'll try and get some rubber belting to put down.
Can you fasten the rubber to the steel, can you?
Yeah.
Thank you, Bazza.
All right, mate. I'll ring you later, all right?
All right, much appreciated, pal. I saw Ben loading earlier. I realised that our timber over here, after we fitted it at long last, is damaged. Ben said a dumper drove onto it. It was obviously really heavy and it cracked the timber. I've had enough of this timber just going and replacing it. It's just driving me mad. So Bazza is gonna cut some steel up and bring it down and fit it to the flatbed. But I don't want steel on steel. We have machines on here with metal tracks. So Bazza's just said he can put some sort of rubber on here as well. So hopefully that'll make it a lot less slippery. We've turned the generator off so we can connect it. And currently, you can tell by that, the temperature is... The temperature is 1 degrees. And it's 10 to 8 at night, and we are in the yard trying to connect this generator. You know when you think that you've got things under control, and you think that you've got your head around all the challenges, and then something like this happens. I serviced the generator, I got certification, we test it once a month, all the parts are here, the generator's capable, ready to go. We have a problem yesterday. Get this for weird on a generator. The generator needs to be connected to 240 so the heater in the generator can warm the engine. But the whole point of the generator is that when you're using it, you don't have electricity. Still trying to get my head around that one. Anyway, we overcame everything. We're just about to connect it. And I don't know why, but I'm worried that it's not going to turn back on because that's just how things go for me. Anyway, let me not be negative. Let's see what happens. Let's get this generator fired up. What's that? What's crank press? Wait for it. Wait, 3, 2, 1. Come on! Three, 2. This is attempt number 3. Yeah. Ah. Wait for it. Okay, I've got to make sure it's closed properly. Okay, we'll give it another go, Tel. Manual, come on, we've got some fuel now. Come on. Come on. Last one. It's not starting. We've primed the fuel. The batteries are good. If the batteries weren't good, it wouldn't even crank. We've got fuel out there. The fuel lines are connected. What is going on? Why are you doing this? That sounds like a fuel problem. The fuel lines are connected. They're not leaking. Fuel is not going to freeze at this sort of temperature. And on the gauge, it says this is 3/4 full. If you open it, you can see. I don't know. Thankfully, we ran all of the electrics and put it in place, but we didn't disconnect the existing power because we were waiting to test this. But all of this is connected. So we're going to now have to try. I'll drop a couple of emails to people I know who work on generators and the guys who actually serviced this last time and say, can they give us some support in the morning? There's perhaps a chance that they tell us something very simple. We do it here and then we can just do the last part of the connection and then we have power. But at the moment, from 9 a.m. tomorrow, we are in shutdown. And that's it for Wednesday. No, the guy said don't do that. He said make sure you put it in manual. It's Thursday morning and I'm in the yard. I sent a bunch of emails out to people who may be able to help with the generator situation. The best I could actually do at the moment was send the lads out to connect a smaller generator, which maybe we can charge a couple of the computers on in the offices. And I've gone into each and every office and turned the heating on full blast, so at least the offices can get kind of warm. They could probably use the charge which is left within their laptops, if they have laptops, and then use their phone as a hotspot for as long as possible. And then maybe the power will come back on, or maybe all the offices will come together and work within these two offices as best they can, and they'll have to take it in turns to charge. Continuously up against it, and just factors which are nothing to do with it coming into play. There's a virus going around. Key members of the edit team haven't been in for the majority of the week, so we're behind there. There's other members of staff in the yard and their families are unwell at home, so they've come in, but they said they've got to leave. A large infrastructure project are visiting the yard today for a walk around. They're coming on a bus. There's 20 of them, something I've been working on for years, and they're going to arrive just when it's cold. I don't have a team and I can't even boil a kettle for them. Plus all the other problems going on in the background, which I'm trying to manage, which are taking up all my time. So I'm not selling or doing any of the other bits. When things have gone this way, and no matter what you do, like things just add to it, which are out of your control, but just make, no matter what happens, it just makes your situation more difficult. Not in a selfish way, but you know, it does affect me and what's going on here, and I'm trying to navigate it, and you just got to turn off and just be numb and just operate on autopilot. That's all I can really do. Just keep my mouth shut, put my head down and get on with it. We are where we are. Thursday morning in the yard. Plan B in place. Weighbridge connected. Run cables into the office downstairs and the office upstairs. The accounts team can leave their office and head up to the operations and transport office. Downstairs, the video team, the hard drive QNAP which they work from with all of the files. This has a UPS which can last for an hour, and if I can plug their computers in and they can still connect to it, maybe they can continue to edit. But what they're going to do is copy a couple of files onto their desktop, just in case the worst happens. But the real problem here is the silo. However, because of the weather, not all the concrete lorries are out. There's 2 parked up. The ones which are parked up, we've loaded them with cement. So if driver comes back in one lorry and he can't load cement, he could jump in another lorry and go to the job. Currently, the temperature is 0 degrees. So really and truly, people might not pour concrete. We're doing what we can, and I'm going for a walk now in the yard before our visitors arrive. The high pressure fuel pump for the shovel has not arrived. We haven't managed to put the transmission back in the forklift because we've been firefighting, doing all the other bits around the yard. They were late. It's 9:05 and the power's gone.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna try and plug in my computer now, See if I can get it fired up. Going to work. We have internet through hotspots. The computer's on. We're in the dark. We've got no heating. In every office, everyone boiled the kettle already so they can have a hot drink. And now we get on with our day as best we can and we don't let it get in the way. Is it working, Si? So you're doing hand tickets? Finished my meeting with the infrastructure project. Went really well, very positive. Then I went down and visited the lads who are doing the work on the upgrade, and they've just told me there's no way we're going to have power before 4:30. And all of this is a house which has been converted into some flats. Because the existing electrical network in this country is under so much pressure, the transformer wouldn't have been able to cope with just an additional 5 flats. And the transformer there, they think is from about the 1960s. So while they're doing the work, they had to upgrade it, which basically means that now if anyone else tries to connect, it's not going to be tripping out all the time, and it should limit power cuts in the area. But that doesn't help us because we're in all sorts of trouble. We're freezing and it really isn't going well operating without power. Now I appreciate the electricity that we use day in and day out. The weather won't stop this site, who are having a dry, lean concrete. We cannot access the area of the site where the material is required, so we discharge into a dumper and it's being transported halfway to its final destination. It's then reloaded into wheelbarrows and continues its journey to its final home, where it's going to be used with curbs, upstands and paving. The time is 3:32 p.m. and the electric is back on, but we're not going to get too excited because some of the lads doing the work out on the street, they told us that when they're reconnecting, we need to test if anything we have on 3-phase, i.e. the silo, is working because of one of the phases may have been switched round. So we're not out of the woods yet. Lorries are getting back. We had a diesel delivery earlier. 18,000 litres. We also had a delivery of cement. We got 52 tons in there. And shout out to Terry's brother, the record-breaking, record-making fisherman. He started his generator firm and he brought all his generators here. He came here last night, he came this morning, and he helped us and he got us out of stuck. Much appreciated, Kieran. This is Kieran's business's Instagram right here. Check him out. I very much appreciate when people help us get out of stuck. Even though we're not out of stuck yet, we're just waiting for this volley to come down here. And then hopefully we'll be out of stuck. Terry's moving out the way when he sees a concrete lorry reversing. If you want to know why, click there to watch that video of why Terry gets out the way when he sees a volumetric concrete lorry reversing. Terry!
Press the bottom one. Yeah, we're good. Now do the cement.
We're going to try and restart it and see if it works. If it doesn't, we need to call them and tell them there's a problem with the phases. Okay, for horizontal conveyor.
Horizontal conveyor. Try again, Flo.
Wait for it. Okay, try now. Just cement. Wait for it. They're running. Okay. It looks like it's working. Cement's coming.
Press the water. Press, keep the cement going. Up.
It's working. That's the sound I want. Oh. Electric is back on. It's 4:16. I have a Zoom at 4:30. We're just moving back on to the main power. The silo is working. It was actually a very quick fix, and it was a fix within our yard, not out on the main network. Oh man. What a day that isn't even over yet. It's Friday morning, and I'm in the yard. And the other night, you saw me measuring up the flatbed. The materials have arrived to Mr. Welder Fabber, and he wants me to double check my measurements. Now, why would he want me to double check my measurements? It's almost like he doesn't believe. 520 mil. While Baz is down here, I'm gonna see if I can be a little bit cheeky and ask him to do another little bit of welding that we've been meaning to do, but we haven't had the time. Wheel wash ramps. One's fallen off here, and if you have a look at the top, you have a couple of cracks. Now I'm thinking of looking around and finding even more stuff. He's going to arrive at 9 a.m. on Thursday coming, and he's only going to be down for a day, so I think maybe I will leave it at the ramps and the flatbed, unless I find something else in the meantime. Ben has gone out to a collection in a very confined space. As he loads the machine, we get to see the state of the flatbed again, unfortunately. This machine, like the one you saw earlier in the week, went out with a specialist attachment. Ben ensures we collect this and all of our standard issue buckets. As soon as Ben gets back to the yard, Simon's going to do a couple of checks, and if all is okay, this machine is going straight back out on hire. And from there, Ben has another collection to do before coming back to the yard. Couple of deliveries have arrived. This is the high pressure fuel pump for the 586, and this is for the 566. We needed a new forward and reverse switch and 5 easy sheets. We have a couple of easy sheets which are torn, so they need to be replaced. We're going to fit 3 of them today because they are absolutely dead. There's a couple of them we can salvage a little bit, put a couple cable ties in it, and oh, phone calls come through. So, it's Tezza, who's only up the stairs, but he's calling me. The time is 4 p.m. Ben's just got back to the yard. These 2 machines were just collected at a job in Chiswick. We need to double check the fuel levels, give it a clean, make sure everything is good, and one of these are going out first thing on Monday morning. The other one will remain here, but all of the other machines, they're currently out, and we have machines on cross hire. So plant hire is actually doing quite well at the moment, which I'm quite happy about because it is not busy out there.
So when the machine comes back, we check the diesel, check for any damage. This one's got a service life fashion, so we'll have to look into that. Just make sure the machines are nice and clean. All the buckets have come back, any breakers that went out with the machine. Make sure they're nice and tidy and ready for the next time to go out on delivery.
Saturday morning, we're in the yard. It's not that busy today, but we always have the normal maintenance to do, taking rubbish out the cabs, we're greasing, making sure all lorries' wheel nuts are tightened, checking for any punches, fuel, AdBlue, and loading the lorries that need to be loaded for Monday. I'm having some quiet time in my office, preparing a couple of emails which are going to be scheduled for Monday, and trying to think with a clear head and strategize. Have you heard the story about the snake? There is a snake slithering through a workshop. As the snake's going through the workshop, there's a hacksaw on the floor.
The snake nips himself on the hacksaw and it cuts him. I don't know what they bleed. Maybe they bleed venom. And the snake immediately, knee-jerk reaction, bites the hacksaw in a fit of rage and anger. Now the snake has damaged his own mouth and the tongue they've got. So now the snake has compounded the problem and he's hurt himself further. He gets even angrier and the snake wraps himself around the hacksaw and tries to suffocate the hacksaw and ends up cutting himself to bits and ending himself. So I'm trying to think to myself, what is the best solution and the way round the problem, even when I feel that an injustice has been committed? If you react in a fit of rage and act with your emotion, 9 times out of 10, you are going to make the wrong decision. And I'm trying not to do that because I see the road that can take you down, and it only takes from you and you end up damaging yourself further. And if someone's trying to back you into a corner, you only end up playing into their hands. And also, with how tough things have been lately, I've kind of fallen out of sync, this is going to sound really silly, of trying to positively visualize and see where I would like things to go for the company and myself. Now, I used to have this weird thing I used to do years ago where I used to almost have a memory of the future, and then at points I'd get deja vu and I think, I've imagined this. I have genuinely imagined this. And it hasn't happened for a long time because I've been under the cosh and I haven't been sleeping. So trying to just step back a little bit and just try to have some positive thinking. At the same time, be realistic. But if you're too realistic, and that can cause a problem also. Because if people were being realistic, the person who invented electricity, everybody would have said,
It's not realistic to flick a switch on a wall and then a light will come on.
I'm trying to be grounded, but think positively. Be in the yard for a couple more hours, and then I am going to see the sticker man later. We're going to have a bit of a catch up, and I'm extremely excited about seeing the sticker man. Of course, because he's my pal, and it's always good to catch up with your pals, but he's bringing a new toy for me to see. You done it this time. Look at that. We've got rear steer, like the flatbed. This could definitely be an Ashville truck. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh. Look at this. What an animal.
Crazy, isn't it?
You've had a lot of cars, yeah? But this time...
Oh my God. Remember when Ethan initially had the car, yeah? And he done the first demonstration?
Yes.
And obviously the windscreen smashed. Watch this.
Oh my God.
His actual voice.
That was his voice.
Oh man, it didn't go through.
Ooh, he got a new Horus. Like, it's just... You just expect that. But this is something different altogether. Aye. Wow.
I will be bringing this to Ashville and we'll be spending a day at the yard doing some madness.
Hey, don't spoil it, because I got a couple ideas that I want to,
Okay.
Yeah, I want to find out how powerful this thing really is.
I couldn't work out you're pulling me over.
Yeah,
so I was like, is he going past me or is he not going past me?
No, I was trying, but no, the only reason is the foreign number plate.
Yeah, Albanian plates.
Do you
That's
have,
fine. Yeah.
driving license area?
Yeah. You want a driving license?
Just a quick one.
Yeah, cool.
You have all the licenses.
Yeah, of course.
Is the car on your with your name?
Yeah, look, do you want a document? 1 second, let me show you a document.
It's fine.
You sure? I can show you.
Yeah, all good.
Is that okay, yeah?
Okay, guys.
Okay, see you guys. Thank you. Cheers. All right, bye. I think that's the first pullover on the way to London. I'm sure there'll be many more until I can get UK plates on this.
You filming the right thing? Just the arrows.
The arrows on what?
Point it down, man. Can you see what's going on?
Yeah, I can see. Of course, I can see what's going on.
Oh, pay attention, man. What are you saying? Where are my proper tools?
Yeah. You can do test if it works with your tongue.
Have you got a screwdriver?
We're saying, why don't I bring one when I started all this? Have you got a key? Have you got keys that I can use? What have you done now, man?
This is some Laura and Hardy sketch.
Hold on, look. Hold on. No, don't shine it at me. Shine it there on the...
Well, I was shining it there and you said they can't see you.
There we go. Now we can see both of us. That's it for Monday. And we're gonna have, what's the time, Tel?
6:15.
6:15. Terry's doing half day today. And we are heading home. Not together, but we are heading home.
Some people say you can't do enough for a good boss. I always say you can't do enough for a bad one.
Very good, Tel. And that's it.
I'm joking.
And that,
Christ. If everyone in the comments starts giving it, he does no work anywhere. He does no work, he just sits in no chair.
9:02 p.m. I'm just about to leave the... Is this on? The time is 9:02 p. Thursday morning I'm in the yard. Come Si, don't worry about it. Saturday morning, I'm in the yard. It's not that... Saturday morning, and I'm in the yard. It's not that busy out there, but I still always have work. It's Saturday. Oh, go away. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click down here for an Ashville video you may not have seen before. And click down here for last week's episode, which was number 215.
Shout Ashville.
Thank you, Yanni. Oh my God, look at this thing.